Welcome babes, my name is Birthday Ann and I hope you enjoy my channel.
Welcome babes. Today I am doing another skirt and this one is going to be for my mother. I am using the Red Heart Super Saver yarn. This is in the color pale yellow and this one is white. Both of them are medium 4 weighted yarn, 100% acrylic, and they both recommend a 5.5 mm hook, but I am using the 5 mm hook today, and I have me some scissors, some tape measure just to measure everything, and I have some stitch markers here and a tapestry needle to weave in the ends once I'm done. All right, okay guys, I'm going to start on the top that I'm going to be making for my mother to match the skirt that I had made. So I'm going to start with a slip knot, okay, and I'm going to chain 2, so 1 and 2. I am going to be doing a single foundation chain, so after my chain 2, I'm gonna put my hook through and I'm going to pull through. So I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to yarn over and pull through both. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my hook through and I'm going to take both loops of the chain 1 and I'm going to pull through. Now I have 2 loops, chain 1 again, and then pull through 2. Okay, so I am going to keep doing that. So I am going to do 2 panels, so 2 different panels. I'm going to do the back and the front panel. It's going to be very identical. So my mother's bust is 45, but I wanted to keep it even because she don't want it to be too tight on her. So I am just going to round the 45 to 40, about 46 inches. So 46. So I am going to make each panel 23 inches long. So 46 divided by 2 is 23. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue to do this until I get to 23 inches. Okay, once I get to 23 inches, I'll be back. Okay guys, so as I mentioned before, my mom bust is 45, but she don't want it to be too form-fitting, so I just added 1 more inch to it. So this first panel is going to be 24 inches. So I did about 58 stitches. So I did stretch it out when I was measuring it. So this is my 58 stitch. So I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to start working on this side. All right, so I chain 1. So I am going to do the same stitch, the herringbone half double crochet. So I'm going to wrap my yarn and I'm going to put it on the back loop of the first stitch. I'm going to take the first loop, pull through the second loop. Now I have 2 loops and I'm just going to pull through. Okay, so wrap my yarn over, pull through, have 3 loops, take the first loop, do the second loop and yarn over and pull through. So that's going to be the stitch, half the herringbone, half double crochet in the back loop only. So wrap my yarn over, go through the back loop, pull through, have 3 loops, take the first loop, pull through the second loop, have 2 loops, pull through. All right, so I am going to do that until I get the inches that I'm for the length that I'm looking for. And once I come back, I'm going to tell you how many inches that I made. All right. So this is how it's going to be. All right, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to do about 10 inches. So I'll come back once I have about 10 inches, and I'm going to put it against myself to measure it, and then I'll come back to tell you exactly how many I did. Okay, so I forgot that I had to show you guys how I do my, so this is technically my second row, because my single foundation chain kind of counts as one, but we could say this is the first row of the herringbone half double crochet. So after the first row, to move on to the second row, is I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to turn my work, and I am going to do it on the front loop instead of the back loop. I'm going to do it on the front loop. I am going to work on the front loop only. Okay. So this is going to be the pattern. So the first row is the back loop only. The second row is going to be the front loop. The third row is going to be the back loop. The fourth row is going to be the front loop. So we're just going to alternate it because I want all my rows to have the same look to it. Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be, so this is going to be the inside of the shirt, and this is going to be the outside. As you can see the bump is still on the right side, as just the bump on this is going to be the same thing as here. So that's why the second row I am working on the front loop, as when I was doing the first row I worked in the back loop. So we're going to alternate on working from the front and the back. So the second row of the herringbone half double crochet is going to be on the front loop. So on the third row, once you get to the third row, you are going to be working in the back loop, and in the fourth row is going to be worked in the front loop. All right, so that is how we are going to be alternating. All right. Okay, so we are getting at the end of our second row of the herringbone half double crochet. So we are going to be working on our last stitch right here. All right, so we're going to chain 2, so 1, 2, and then we're gonna turn our work. So this is going to be the third row of the herringbone half double crochet. Like I said, the third row we're going to be working in the back loop. All right, so this is how we are going to be doing it. I'm not doing my stitches like too tight. I am keeping them a bit loose. Okay, so we are working in the back loop only for our third row. Okay, so this is what we have so far, that we're working it on the third row. As you could see, the front loop is really showing, you know, kind of giving it like the bump right here, and then the back is looking the same. It's being uniform. So that's why the first row of the herringbone half double crochet I worked in the back loop. On this when I turn my work, for the second row, I worked in the front loop. Okay, and then on the third row, when I turn my work, I'm working on the back loop. For the fourth row, I'm going to be working in the front loop, and then for the fifth row, I'm going to be working on the back loop. So you're just going to alternate working from the front loop and the back loop until you get the length that you're looking for. So this is going to be our first panel, and then I'm going to be working until I get maybe about 10 to 11 inches. Once I get to my desired length, we are going to do our second panel just the exact same way as we're doing this right here. All right. Okay guys, so I did my 2 panels right here. I made it to my measurement, well, slightly kind of like my measurement, but closely to my mom's measurement. So not stretched out. This is about 17 inches, not stretched. Again, I made it to 46 inches because it's very stretchy. So I went ahead and I found her neck area, which her neck area is 16 inches. So I measured it to be 8 inches, and each side is about 5 inches on each side. Okay, so I went ahead and did that on both, and then I also went ahead and find the arm. For the arm, I attached where her arm is going to be. Her armhole is 14 inches. No, 15 inches, I'm sorry. And I measured that. Her armhole is 16 inches. My bad. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. So I did 8. And I did it on both panels and on both sides. So I went ahead and found which one is the right side and which one is the wrong side. So I am going to be using the same hook that I've been using to slip stitch the 2 top clothes right here. Alexa, stop. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch until I get to the stitch marker here, which I'm going to do it on this side also. And also I'm going to do it going this way downwards. All right. So I'm going to slip stitch. So I am going to put my hook right here on the edge, and I'm going to pull through. And I'm going to turn my work. And now I'm just going to go through I'm going to get both loops on both sides, on both panels, pull through, and then just pull through like that. And that's how I'm going to be doing my slip stitches right here. Okay, so I am going to get both loops on both panels, and I'm going to do it until I get right here on this side, and then I'm also going to do it until I get on this side. All right. Okay guys, so I had attached the top and I already did one sleeve. Okay, so I do have it inside out, so this is going to be the inside. So I slip stitched this on the inside, and when I did one row of half double crochet, and then I turn it on the right side and I did the same herringbone half double crochet. Okay, so now I'm going to do it on this side. So I'm going to show you guys how I did that. So I'm gonna grab my yarn. I'm gonna start with the end. Okay, just make sure it's, oh sorry, I was out of frame. I'm just making sure that it is aligned perfectly. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on this end right here. So I'm going to slip stitch this close. And I'm just going to, since it's not really, you know, you can't really see the stitches, so I'm just going to put it on, I'm just going to put every space that I see just to make it secure. Okay. So I am just doing slip stitching like so. Okay, do that all the way around until I'm gonna stop when I get to my stitch marker right here. So I'm going to slip stitch until I reach right here. All right. Okay, so I'm back to the stitch marker right here, and I'm just going to put one more slip stitch, well, two more slip stitches. I'm gonna close this right here, and then I'm going to chain up one. Once I chain up one, I am just going to half double crochet in the empty spaces like so. Okay, so I'm going to half double crochet all the way around until I come back right here. Okay, so I am going to chain two. Well, I'm going to chain two, and I'm going to turn it inside out. So I'm going to be working on the right side of the shirt now. As you can see, this is the right side and this is the wrong side. Oop, wrong side, right side. So I'm going to be working on the right side now. Okay, So my chain 2 is good. Now I'm going to just be doing the same pattern that I've been doing, and I'm going to do it for 6 rows because on this side I did 6 rows, so you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. So I did it for 6 rows, and I'm going to do 6 rows on this side. Okay, so I chain 2. I'm gonna wrap my yarn around, work on the back loop. Now I'm not going to be needing to do back loop or front loop because I'm not turning my work. I'm just going to be working around in circles. So once I get here, I'm going to chain 2 and just keep going around for 6 rows. And that's how I'm going to be doing the shirt now. All right, so I mess up the deal now. Okay, so I am done attaching both panels and doing this sleeve. All right, so I had did another flower. Well, I did a flower that matches the one that's on the skirt from Miss IE video. I'm so sorry if I am pronouncing your name wrong, but I'm going to attach her video either in the description or somewhere along on the screen. But I went ahead and I put it on me, and I kind of put these stitch markers on where exactly I want to connect the flower to the top. So I'm using the same yarn, and I'm just using a needle. I weaved in my ends. Okay, so I'm just looking on how I want to position it. I think I'm going to position it like this. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker like so. So kind of like right here. I'm going to turn it towards me. Okay. So I'm going to start from the inside. So, and here, make sure, oh, I'm so sorry, I was out of frame. So I went from the inside, and I make sure I got my both loops on, and then I'm just gonna make sure I pull up along, put the yarn along, and then I'm gonna go take both stitches, and this is how I'm going to attach this is how I'm going to attach the flower. I'm just going to connect it. Take your time when you're doing this. Okay. All right. When I'm doing this, I'm making sure I'm getting both loops, both the front and the back loop of the flower, just so it could be really secure. Make sure I'm pulling my thread. I'm pulling the yarn also to make sure that it's nice and secure and it won't move. Okay, see? All right, so I am going to do that all the way around. All right. Okay, guys, this is the final look. I went ahead and attached the flower to the shirt, and I also went ahead and steam it, so that's why it's very relaxed and stretched. All right, and I want to say thank you so much for watching my video. Stay till the end. I will post a picture of my mom wearing it and how she wore it and how it looks. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think. If you like the shirt, on how it turned out, the whole outfit, and please also watch the video of the matching skirt for it. All right, thank you so much for your support, and I hope to see you next time in my next video. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for watching. So this is the end result. So I am going to leave you guys with a quote by William James. It says, "Act as if what you do makes a difference." It does. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can even share it with your friends, with your family member. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.